If you have a Canon, a Sony, or a Fuji camera, then this app might change your life. Today, I'll be talking about a camera app that almost nobody is talking about. So with this app, you're able to control almost any Canon, Fuji, or Sony camera out there. And by the end of this video, just like me, you'll be finding that this app will end up replacing your Sony, your Canon, or your Fujifilm camera app in order to control your camera. It also addresses some inconveniences that I found with some of these manufacturers' camera apps. So today I'll be talking about the Shutter Plus app, its main features, what cameras it's compatible with, and whether it should be replacing your current Sony or Canon or Fuji camera app. So today I'll be showcasing the Shutter Plus app, and thank you Shutter Plus for sponsoring today's video. One main feature of this app is that it can control a ton of different cameras, and not just the most recent cameras that have come out in the last 4 or 5 years. It can even control this 12-year-old Sony camera that I have. You'll find in the app a complete list of all the cameras that are compatible with this. And just to give you a quick idea, this is compatible with a ton of Sony cameras, all Sony Alpha cameras, and a ton of CyberShot cameras as well. If you are a Canon user, it's compatible with a ton of Canon cameras as well. Something called the Canon EOS KISS X9i. Not familiar with that. If you're a Fuji user, it's compatible with all of the X series, GFX, H series, and so on. So once you select the camera that you want to connect to, it gives you very clear instructions with screenshots on how you're able to connect your camera to the app. New cameras are always added on an ongoing basis, and unfortunately though, this app is currently only available for iPhone for the iOS. If you're in an Android, unfortunately this is not available for you yet. If you are a Sony user, then you're familiar with the very good, very capable camera apps from Sony, the Creators app that is mostly used for photo, and the Monitor and Control app, this one right here, that is used for video. Both of these are very great apps, but in my opinion, there's one major flaw, and that is that you cannot stop video when you're in the Monitor and Control app and go and take a photo. Or if you're in the Creators app, you cannot really access all the video features once you're in that app. So what you have to do is stop the Monitor and Control app and then swap and switch to that Creators app in order to take photos. And this is a bit of an inconvenience for me every time I'm filming a YouTube video and I want to take a thumbnail right away and I'm using this app. And the other thing too is that this app only supports newer cameras and it does not support a ton of older cameras like this one, for example. I've used also Canon's app here and there, and there are a few things that are good, but for the most part, I'm not a big fan of that app. I am not familiar with Fuji's camera control app, but if you are, let me know in the comments below whether you like that app, and let me know, how it performs. Here are some of the main differences between this app and Sony's equivalent. You're able to go from photo mode to video mode to S&Q mode directly here in the app without having to switch apps or going to the physical camera to turn that dial for photo or video mode. It offers photo and video functions all in one app without you having to switch back and forth between two apps. It supports all Sony Alpha cameras and CyberShot cameras. This app stays connected when you're navigating between apps or when you lock the screen. This app also has a very advanced intervalometer and a self timer, which is great for self-portraits or times when you have to do time shots and interval shots. It also has an extra feature called image overlay, which some video monitors call onion skin. And that allows you to overlay an image that you've taken previously if you wanted to match shots, for example. So once you download the app, you're able to select which camera brand you want to download it for. But after you have downloaded it anyway, you're also able to use it for either a Sony, a Canon, or a Fuji camera. So you don't have to download a brand new app. You can just use the same app to use it on any of those brands. If you have an Apple Watch, you're also able to connect your camera to the Apple Watch via that app. And if you also have family sharing, you're able to share this app with members in your family sharing group without making them buy this app all over again. Another difference too is that with the Shutter Plus app, you're able to access exposure bracketing settings as well as focus bracketing settings, which on Sony's Creators app you are not able to control. Once you have the app downloaded, you can go and select your camera that you want to use. From there, you can select the software version of your camera. For example, right now, I'll connect this to the Sony a7 IV. You can connect wirelessly via Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, via Wi-Fi only, or via USB cable. If you want to transfer photos from your camera to your phone and transfer raw files or a ton of media, then the USB cable is probably the best option. So you follow all the instructions here according to the camera that you're using, and it gives you screenshots of how to do this as well, which I really like. You can also enable Bluetooth extension, which I found very useful as well. It will allow you to have a faster live streaming, faster photo imports, and a lot less lag when adjusting controls. So here you can set up Bluetooth extension. It'll prompt you to install the extension. It'll add a shortcut in the shortcut screen called Shutter Plus Connected. So once that's done, it will automatically manage the Bluetooth settings when you connect to your camera. So this will be an Apple shortcuts automation that'll be set up. And now I am fully connected to the app. And what I found really cool was that my camera was recording while I was connecting to the app. So as soon as I connected to the app, it just kind of accessed my camera and continued recording without stopping. When you're recording, it gives you a red indicator that fills your entire screen, like so. You can maximize the window on your screen. You're able to adjust your focus mode to auto or autofocus, your white balance. You can rotate the image on the screen. You can flip view, select your aspect ratios to give you a good idea of that for that framing, if you're recording for social media, for example, or anything like that. You can overlay a grid, the rule of thirds, the golden ratio, and a bunch of these different options. You can also overlay an image here. And here you'll adjust the intensity or the opacity of that image. So that's the image that I have selected. You can change the overlay simply by going over there and selecting a photo. So this is very useful if you're trying to do a match cut with a previous frame. Down here, this is where you access all your professional video monitoring controls. You can enable a waveform or a histogram. Turn it on and off real quick. And here you can turn on false color, your zebras. You can set that threshold for those zebras, as well as add a LUT. So next you have focus peaking. You're able to adjust that right here, like so. Here you can adjust the aperture, your shutter, your ISO, exposure compensation. And the last feature here in video mode is that you can set a timer and have an initial delay of however many seconds you want it to have. This is very useful using in portraits or when you want to have a bit of a delay between you pressing the shutter button and the camera to start recording. You can also select a capture length right here, how many seconds. So I'll have initial delay of 2 seconds right here and a capture length of 3 seconds. You can select actually capture lengths all the way to 59, so an hour. So I'm just gonna test that out and do a capture length of 4 seconds and a delay of 2 seconds. And I'll press that, 2-second delay, and now it'll do a 4-second clip. Yeah, exactly. So that's a very unique and interesting feature to have for sure. So here we are in photo mode. You're able to tap your screen to focus. You get all the different focus modes in photo mode. You can enable tracking. You can select the focus area here. You have all access to all of these. You can access your white balance. Here you get your aspect ratios as well, your grid overlays, an image, etc. And also your monitor controls that we have in video mode. You can adjust aperture, shutter, ISO, exposure compensation. You can change your drive mode from single to high speed, to continuous low speed, and all the ones that are available in your camera. In terms of timer, you have extra features. You have an initial delay, and also you can set to repeat your shot after 2 seconds or so. So actually, let's select 2 seconds, and number of photos, we'll say 3. And let's test this. Photo 1, photo 2 of 3, 3 of 3. Nice. We also get, which is really cool, and I don't think the Sony camera apps have this, is exposure bracketing and focus bracketing. So under exposure bracketing, you're able to select the number of exposures that you want. So this is great when you are shooting a landscape, target exposure for different parts of your image to combine them later on. You're able to select by ISO, and it'll give you the ISO sequence of the different images. Shutter speed, it will give you the shutter speed of the different images just based on the exposure steps that you select. Another cool thing is you also can control focus bracketing here. So it says I have to change this to manual focus. Let's go back here, focus bracketing, repeat option. Okay, so let's disable repeat option. It gives you instructions on how best to set this up. Aperture between 5.6 to f5.6 to f11. So you can select your step size, your far focus limit, and once you're ready, you can tap on that focus bracketing icon or that shutter, and it'll get started. Just connecting to the A5000 here and initializing connection. So simple as that. Now I'm connected to this. Hold on, how old is this camera? A50, A5000, 2014. So yeah, 12-year-old camera. Pretty neat that I can control a 12-year-old camera with this app. This app, it's paid, but honestly, it's so worth it. If it helps, I have a direct link for you to get 30% off this app. If you're interested, link in the description below. If you don't like subscriptions, because who does? You're able to purchase this app as a one-time fee of $65 US, and that will give you lifetime access to the app. But if you do want to pay less upfront, you're able to go on a monthly or annual subscription at $349 per month or $24.99 per year. And these prices are at the time of the making of this video. And it's nice to have just the one app for a bunch of different cameras and not different apps for different camera brands if you happen to have different camera brands. So that's it for today. And if you're still around, here are a couple of videos you could watch next, and I'll see you there.